Listen to what our Prophet said, Allah's blessings be upon him. He said that the river Euphrates, which is in Iraq, will uncover a mountain of gold, and that people would fight for that gold, and that 99 out of every 100 who fight for that gold, therefore who are combatants, would be killed. There's never been a war in history in which 99% of all combatants have been killed, and only 1% has survived. And each would say, I will be the one who will survive. And so they enter into that war not knowing what's going to be the outcome. This has to be a war which uses weapons of mass destruction. It cannot be conventional warfare, no. There's never been a war like that in history. So each would say, I would be the one who would survive, not knowing who is going to survive. And we say this is symbolism. So don't wait for a mountain of the metal to come out from underneath the river. No. This is symbolic language. We have said that our interpretation is that it is an ocean of oil underneath the river, which will one day function as a mountain of gold. And that is what happened when the US dollar lost. It lost the fig leaf that it had in the Bretton Woods Accord and the International Monetary Fund, that the US dollar was backed by gold. When that was lost, then the US dollar was in no man's land. It could have collapsed, oh yes, for 2 years. 1971 to 1973. And then in 1974, they pulled this rabbit out of the bag. It was Henry Kissinger who did it, and got a deal with King Faisal of Saudi Arabia. And he agreed to the request of Henry Kissinger that oil should be sold for only US dollars. You couldn't buy oil with anything else but US dollar. That was bogus, that was fraudulent, that was haram, that was illegal in terms of our law. But the king agreed to it. Even if you came with gold dinar, you couldn't buy oil. When Saudi Arabia got all the other oil-producing countries to agree, they would sell oil for only US dollars, and then OPEC also agreed, then the petrodollar was born. And that's what the US dollar is today. So the petrodollar was born in 1974. The US dollar is no longer backed by gold. Now it is backed by oil. So long as there is a demand for the US dollar, you can keep on printing. And you have to have US dollars if you want to buy oil. And oil is the largest commodity traded in the world market. So every government in the world was now forced to ensure that they have a substantial amount of US dollars for the purposes of buying oil. And then the US dollar from oil became also the money of trade, and the money of traveling, and the money of you in Malaysia and you want to buy from China, you have to pay in US dollars. So then the US dollar became a petrodollar, and an ocean of oil underneath the river began to function as a mountain of gold.